engage from the T1 top side, turning the fight back in their favor. The Kai'Sa would be a much more flexible pick, but wouldn't pack as much of a punch in terms of upfront cooldowns.
I wouldn't have minded. I think the MF has really struggled. You're also pairing it with the Leona, not the Rel. I think AoE CC is such a big part of what can make the champion work. And pre-nerfs, I think the laning phase for MF was so oppressive that it can see you go. And obviously there might be a lane swap situation, but even then, that it made a lot of sense to pick it just as a power pick. I don't really feel like we've reached that stage and what we've seen, that level of performance from the champion thus far here at Worlds. A lot of team fighting power.
And the bar from Keria. And we talked about, as we speculated, we said, hey, is there room for Keria to continue to innovate on what had been a pretty locked-in meta in terms of engaged supports? The Bard coming in here against highly immobile champions. Yes, the Tristana can get out of a lot of sticky situations. The rest of the members of this TES lineup super vulnerable to that tempered fate.
And the Bard goes a long way with helping out the attempted side lane play that we do expect from this side, Camille and Silas here. It actually puts so much threat here behind it because you're constantly roaming around looking for these ultimates to burn people's flashes and make them more vulnerable targets for Zeus Camille to trap people down and look for picks.
Looking at what TES have drafted here, the way they won that first game against T1 was by absorbing the initial blow and then counter-engaging. And I think that this comp does this insanely well. You have a lot of AoE damage, meaning that your choke point control is going to be really strong, and the Ivern adds on top of that. And for T1, this is nothing but comfort.
Certainly is. It's a good thing you bring up that first game because in the beginning of that game, T1 had a really strong lane swap. They actually caught